The domestication of bananas. Bananas were found in Europe and in America as well. Many different insects and animals consume bananas. Bananas were mainly domesticated in wet tropical areas. The domestication of bananas started within the fields of India and the Solomon Islands. They began to be discovered around 7,000 years ago. There were a couple different diverse groups of bananas found, the plantains and the East African highland bananas. Bananas over time have become a big part of our lives due to the health benefits that they provide and how often you see them now in grocery stores all over. Bananas can also be a food that many animals enjoy. We all know that monkeys love bananas, but monkeys aren't the only animals that eat them. Fruit bats, many groups of birds, elephants, and a variety of different insects consume bananas, showing how widespread this fruit is. Like human beings, wild bananas are diploid. That is, they have two copies of each gene-bearing chromosome, one from each parent. Those with a genetic predisposition of parthenocarpy, the ability to produce a fruit in the absence of pollination, set the stage for the domestication of seedless edible bananas. There's even a comparison that bananas had with human beings, showing they had a relationship having two sets of chromosomes, one from each parent. But as time went on, human beings were able to domesticate bananas that had no seeds and were edible. Bananas were mainly domesticated in wet tropical areas, whereas nowadays you probably consume bananas that are local. Bananas were essentially a wild fruit. They were found in many different places, such as Africa, the Americas, both mainland and the islands of Southeast Asia, South Asia, Melanesia, and the Pacific Islands. More specifically, wild bananas were found in places such as Belanella site of Sri Lanka, Gua Chihuahuas in Malaysia, Poyang Lake in China, and Kuk Swamp in Papua New Guinea. Bananas back then had seeds within them and had a darker color. Bananas were planted as far back as 5000 to 4490 BC. Phytoliths, a mineral particle found inside of plants, played a role in the cultivation of bananas. Archaeological evidence from the Kuk Swamp of the highlands of New Guinea indicates that bananas were deliberately planted at least as long as 5004 to 490 BC. You can see by this evidence that bananas have been discovered from so far back, but humans found this information out in recent times. Through technological advances, it made it easier and more precise for humans to discover and retrieve this information on the domestication of bananas. Now, phytoliths played a role in the cultivation of bananas as well. Phytoliths are a mineral particle that is found and formed inside of a plant. It also is found after the plant has decayed. Banana phytoliths were found in places like Pakistan, Papua New Guinea, Southeast Asia, Africa, and even the Pacific Easter Island. The genus of phytoliths were Ensete and Musa. Further human movements and influences brought some of these groups into contact, with the result that the archaeologist may, in many places, be confronted with Musa phytoliths generated by plants with quite different historical backgrounds. Hence the need for differentiation among phytoliths produced by specific banana groups. Musa phytoliths were found to have been connected with different plants that have decayed and had many different historical backgrounds. Different banana groups consisted of different phytoliths, and that is what made these phytoliths very diverse and an important factor in the cultivation of bananas. There are different Musa in bananas, Musa acuminate and Musa balbisiana. These Musa were cultivated in the New Guinea. Musa acuminate and Musa balbisiana were the ancestors of bananas and looked similar to actual bananas seen in the pictures below. There is a variety of bananas, more than just the bananas that you see at the supermarket. There are many different Musa of bananas and banana plants all around the world. The ones that are very important relating to the domestication of bananas is the Musa acuminate and Musa balbisiana. These two crossed with each other, which in return gave us our modern bananas that were derived from these plantains. Banana pollen and stem imprints and other sorts of fossils do show up in the archaeological record, and it looks like Musa acuminate has been cultivated since at least 6,500 years ago. The oldest evidence comes from New Guinea. This goes to show that this Musa was discovered so long ago, exemplifying that bananas are so historic. Back then, wild bananas used to have seeds within them and looked drastically different than they do nowadays. They were slightly different in color, and they also had a different shape. The New Guinea was a place where this Musa was cultivated and discovered. The seeds contained within these Musa, like shown below in these photos, were in every banana compared to now. Bananas nowadays do not have seeds inside of them. Bananas were green, darker color, and they had a different shape than they do now. Musa acuminata and Musa bulbiciana are species that are in great relation to bananas and its history. They are ancestors and play such an important role in the domestication of wild bananas. The two Musa look alike in plant form. The Musa bulbiciana looks similar to a banana in fruit form, round and containing seeds. This goes to show the two different Musa and what they looked like from so many years back. You can see how the Musa acuminata already had a banana form very similar to the bananas we see today. Very light green and connected to a giant plant with huge branches coming off of it. The Musa bulbiciana is a little different with a different shape than that relating to the banana form. The Musa bulbiciana is also connected to a tall and large plant and is hanging off one of the grand branches on the plant. These two combined created wild bananas. The seeds within bananas were so the bananas could reproduce. Being more green inside and a different shape is what makes it so amazing how they've changed over the years. Bananas have spread worldwide and are in grocery stores all over. Wild bananas are similar to bananas we see and eat today, but they have definitely changed over time. Wild bananas came from the two Musa and they contained a lot of seeds within them. They were edible and people were fascinated when they discovered these types of bananas. They were found in the wild, which is one reason why they named these bananas wild bananas. These photos show exactly, at least the bottom right, as well as these ones right here. They show what these wild bananas look like. Musa acuminata and Musa bulbiciana were the ancestors that came together and made this fruit. Wild bananas contain many seeds and look quite different compared to the bananas that we see in grocery stores today. They were dark in color and the outside was more green compared to yellow. These wild bananas were full of seeds so they can reproduce. All in all, bananas are so important because of how widespread they are. Many animals and insects eat bananas, and bananas have been around for so long and they have an important history. The domestication of bananas is such an interesting subject when you look into it. The domestication was found to have occurred many years ago, and the fruit has changed so much since. Going from Musa acuminata and Musa bulbiciana, there were wild bananas containing many seeds to reproduce. As time went on, bananas became seedless and had a different look. They were more yellow in color once they were ready to eat, whereas wild bananas from earlier times were green and a little different in shape. The domestication of bananas is so important because bananas are widespread nowadays. You see bananas all over the world on plantations, in grocery stores, and even in forests where animals consume them. Bananas have come a long way in changing color, size, shape, and what is within them. They can be beneficial to our diet and are consumed worldwide by animals and humans.